Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is so wonderful to be here. I am having a couple little technical issues. I am not able to log into my PowerPoint. So please give me just 1 second, trying to figure out why that is happening all of a sudden. And we will. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is so wonderful we will get started. Okay, so let me figure out what's going on here. Asking me for, oh, there you go. Okay, finally. That's very strange. Okay, awesome. We're good. All right, guys, so great to see you. How's everybody doing? Today we have a really exciting conversation because it's one of my favorite conversations and of love, of the topic of love. I've been traveling these last couple of days, and I'm also going to go into retreat for the next 3 days until Thursday. So just FYI, we won't have a video until Thursday night. That will be our next video. All right, so today let's go a little bit deeper into the topic of the healing power of love. That's what our topic's going to be today. And I want to get really deep into the somatic, the emotional, the biological element of that. But the healing power of love is so magnificently profound. And it's something that it's so beautiful that I keep discovering over and over again. Every time that I experience an illness or I work with people that are ill, long-term, short-term diseases, illnesses, flus, the healing power that love has on the body is so magnificently profound. And I'm going to be talking about it from different angles today and then Thursday when I go deeper into the biology of it. But today we're going to do an overview of that, and we will talk about how love is the healing power. Our human body, as I mentioned many times before, has a very powerful way of restoring and restructuring itself because we have a certain geometry, a certain organization to our multidimensional body that sustains us in a state of harmony. So this is where we need to kind of understand how we are holding this harmony inside of our physical body. Really depends on the integration of the mind, body, and soul. But what does that mean? That means that we are fully grounded in the present moment, and we are able to tap into that magnificent, infinite source of life force that revolves all around us. And we might not realize, but we are communicating with our environment tremendously. We are essentially in an ocean, as they say, of consciousness. But what does that mean? This ocean has an ebb and flow in the same way that the universe has this cyclical spiral-like pattern of life force. Every single one of those, loops that we seem to move through in our physical body. Every single chakra is rotating. Every time it becomes blocked, it becomes stagnant and cannot move through. So we impede the natural flow of life force through the physical body. And it's the same way with our environment. When our energy contracts in such a way that we're disconnected from our environment, it's very difficult for us to interact and to communicate and to engage. And so to have a natural ebb and flow of communication with our environment energetically is the foundation of exercises like Qigong and energy cultivation practices like pranic energy healing, Reiki as well, in order to heal the physical body. But what we're healing essentially is we remove ourselves from blocking the essence to enter into the body, right? So we have a source cord that connects up to source. And when we block the cord of source, our connection to source, into our body, either through our crown, through our throat, or any one of our chakras, this is where we begin to become ill and disconnected. Essentially, illness and imbalance in the physical body is a result of the disconnect from source. So to reconnect is very simple, and therefore healing should be simple. But we are very, very deeply attached to our identities, to our programs, to our belief systems, our survival mechanisms. And we value those survival mechanisms much more than we value and are more familiar with the unknown, because the connection to the source is, in this case, the unknown to humanity. In a way that it's outside of the knowing from the conditioning that we've received in order to feel secure, to our concepts of security, our concepts of safety, our concepts of what is known and comfortable. Everything is inverted and the way that we learn things in this construct becomes inverted. So when we have those kinds of inversions, we get very confused. And really only when we reconnect with nature do we realize and we remember again how that natural feeling of existing and being in coherence with the unknown is something that requires us to, in a way, surrender, but be open to the ebb and flow, to the receiving and the releasing of life force. And this is what we call the constant death. There are certain parts of us that need to die. Egoic projections of ourselves, the inner child that is wounded, the parts of us that are in constant states of survival and that are fearful of a death or illness or separation, essentially are playing out these magnificently powerful subconscious constructs in order to block this flow of experience in our life. And we want so desperately to control our life experiences in a way that we believe that we are controlling what is happening external to us. But that is always, always, always an illusion. And this is one of the inversions of truth that the Matrix does such a wonderful job reinforcing within us, right? And so it goes much deeper into the construct of the Matrix, because as you might already know, this Matrix is constructed with a very, very deep understanding of ourselves, actually deeper than ourselves. And very specifically, many of these ancient informations of what we are, how we function, even that our heart is a vortex, understanding primordial energy, sexual energy, how to utilize that in a way of divine love and purity has been so deeply inverted through history. Your identity as what does it look like to embody the feminine and the masculine, those roles have been manipulated in such a way from the foundation of survival that the feminine has been suppressed. And anytime you suppress the feminine aspect of a human, you're suppressing their intuition, which is what's happened, right? Everyone says, don't listen to your intuition or don't connect to your intuition. You are doing witchcraft, or you're connecting to something unreal, something not logical, something ridiculous outside of the norm. So those really deep, deep programs are actually story programs that we hold on to ancestrally, very, very deeply ancestrally. But whether you guys were sorcerers or, divine masters in other lifetimes, chances are that even though we've reached high levels of consciousness, and most of you that are on this channel have worked very deeply in those karmic cycles and reached very high levels of consciousness, but there's a little seed of doubt, and there was a little missing link of profound integration that made it necessary to come back into this reincarnation cycle. And these are the kind of little limiting belief systems and very deep-rooted programs that we're kind of clearing out of our bloodlines. Okay, so you are your bloodline, you are your ancestral lineage. Your entire ancestral lineage is your DNA. It's a holographic projection of all that you are, all the programs that you are since the beginning of time. And also in many lifetimes. So anytime that we kind of start going into these repetitive unconscious programs of self-hate, self-rejection, pain, and then existing only in an imbalanced state of survival, we go out of balance. We go out of our ability to create, our ability to self-heal, our intuition, telepathic abilities, all of these other extrasensory abilities that the human should and must cultivate. And we are entering an era in which this is paramount to our new model of survival, okay? Because now we are entering a split in humanity in which one is going towards the artificial and one is going is reinforcing and enhancing the original form of the human, which is extremely potent and powerful when it's divinely connected to its source. So that being said, the healing power of love is the harnessing of that divine infinite power that moves through the physical body in a way that we don't block. We clear out the conditioning that limits us from connecting to our highest to that infinite fountain of love, and we allow it to work through us. It is then when the body begins to readjust. Okay, so remember that we are not married to our genes. Epigenetically, genes are turning on and off depending on how we sustain an environment in the physical body. And anytime that we start having a lot of toxic, food, behaviors, toxic emotions, constantly, repeating emotions over and over again that are not balancing, that are not fluid and harmonious in the body becomes ill, right? And so we start to develop stagnation, we start to develop fears, anxieties, and then essentially that manifests into the physical body as a very powerful crystallization of thought forms that block this natural pathway of energy through the body. Okay, so this is how illness functions. So love is the alchemizing life force that removes and alchemizes these stagnant crystallized thought forms in the physical body. And it also plays a role in how we are holding and extending our life. So our entire life is shrunken down depending on how we hold certain thought forms. Of course, diet is extremely important, healthy diet, healthy, mindful eating, making sure that we're listening to the body, what it needs to feel nourished, to feel strong and balanced, not necessarily following any kind of trends, just what is important to create health in the body is a really deep connection to your body, listening to what it actually needs. Because I find at least that the body will always tell you what it needs. And when you clean yourself of like sugar addictions and alcohol and drugs and, even caffeine, by the way, which dysregulate your nervous system and really send your endocrine system, out of balance, and hormonal system is also affected by those addictions tremendously. We develop parasites in the biome, and those the parasites in the biome are very much directing us to cravings that are connected somatically to emotions. So especially for women, which are, riding the hormonal waves through different times of the month, for example, anytime a woman is deeply disconnected from her emotions and her intuition, we have much stronger displays of hormonal imbalance, emotional imbalance. So that's where that healing needs to come in. And for men as well, they also operate through these cycles of connection to the earth. And when the man is deeply separate from itself, from its intuition, it goes into self-destruction mode, right? Overworking, abusing of itself in many different ways. Self-betrayal, emotional suppression. Men have a really high level of violence, but also depression, suicide. A lot of men feel very lonely. They cannot express their emotions. So those kinds of patterns are very collective, okay, for the most part. Even in social cultural groups that are very open and expressive in their emotions, we're not really learning to do the deep internal emotional work to address those emotions at the root. So what ends up happening is that we feel extremely isolated. That isolation, that separation, creates a lot of problem in the body, a lot of illness in the physical body over time, essentially. So this is what we're healing up, and the alchemizing power to that is to come back, go from separation back into unity. This is what we are learning, and that's what love is. It's a unification, right? We talk about the alchemical marriage. But that alchemical marriage is essentially the balancing of the imbalanced perceptions of your feminine and masculine aspects in a way that you come into harmony with yourself. So all parts of yourself, fears, anxieties, doubts, shameful experiences of the past, self-hate, self-rejection, those very, very deep rooted concepts of ourselves that are developed and acquired from the womb until the age of 7, which again are repeated down your ancestral lineage. These are the ones that we want to bring into unity, because all of those are examples and projections of separate thinking, separate feeling. And in the body, being separate and believing that you're separate causes major chaos, because you are not separate from anything. So it's completely denying the truth of your whole being to believe that you're separate, or that you're lonely, or that you're disconnected, or that you have no support, no source, no connection, no intuition, no guidance. This is a very, very profound untruth. And it's literally embedded in the cells of our body, the way that we function. When we open up the space, when we open up to our authenticity, and we unpack all of those untruths, that's when we allow source to enter into the body. So let's talk about the genes, turning on and off genes. The thing about illness, and we're going to talk about healing, right? Illness has to be created in an environment in the physical body to create illness. So that means that really, your DNA is completely not processing its highest level of presentation. The DNA begins to become contracted in a way that it's not optimally writing the DNA in a way that creates sustained harmony, healing, and also a regulated nervous system is contributing to the way that DNA is being written. Essentially, when we have long times of stress and we exist in stress and stress becomes the norm, it's very difficult for DNA to write the protein in a way that is, healthy, thriving, balanced in the physical body. And along with eating habits, emotional habits, and then, activities, loss of energy. This is both sexual energy and then life force, just depletion of emotional energy. Remember, all of that is energetic, and you are a bioelectrical system. So anytime that you are depleting your life force in this way, you are not helping the body. Even at its highest depletion point, you're not supporting that depletion, and you're not regenerating and replenishing that depletion. So the physical body goes into very low immune systems, which allow the genes of illness to begin to turn on. So if we have cancer in the bloodline, for example, and every single illness has a very incredible, profound somatic root. It has a somatic root, and it also has a connection to the different parts of the body. Now that I have my PowerPoint, let me open that up, see if I can find that. Okay, so every single part of your body stores emotional data by vibrational frequency. And Chinese medicine does a really fantastic job in mapping out this physical body. And, you know, we've learned this through, you know, generations of connecting to our physical body and seeing how illness moves through the body, how we develop illness in the body. But because our entire body is actually made of little micro vortices, every cell of your body is functioning like a vortex. Vortices have to move fluidly in order for energy and life force to move to the body. So anytime they become stagnant, and how does a vortex become stagnant? Is that it becomes to move slower than it should. Okay, so when a vortex starts to move in a way that is very disproportional to the life force that we're working in the body, remember that it creates major chaos in the body. So each vortex that is moving, anytime that it starts to become very, very low frequency, in a way that it's creating very, very slow wavelengths of frequency in the body, this is causing that it comes out of harmony, out of harmony with the rest of the organism. This is one vortex. We have millions of these all over the physical body, right? So one of these starts to move slower, more sluggishly, to the point where it becomes contracted and blocked. And we talked many times about how does it look when these vortices become blocked. Essentially, you know, when you tune into them psychically, and in my healing sessions, you know, the vortex just looks like just completely blocked and shrunken. There's no fluid expansion to it. It's not expanding. It's not extending itself. It's barely moving, especially in the back of the body. It just looks like a big black, you know, dot or block, essentially. So these are things that we have to understand. These are things that have been documented for healers through history. You know, so there is a certain way that the human body functions in order to create highest healing in the body. When these vortices are so blocked and stagnant, they simply just don't move anymore. It's very hard for them to move. And that essentially is not only just in this layer of the body, but it affects all layers of the body. Remember that this chakra, it's a vortex that moves all through the body. It creates a sphere around the body. And anytime that sphere is blocked in some aspect of its pathway, life force cannot move as it should in the physical body. So this is illness, and genetically, what does that look like? Essentially, DNA is not being fully expressed in that way. The way that it writes the protein becomes interrupted. The DNA becomes contracted. It becomes in a way that it's not writing its full potential to create a strong immune system. Communication between all systems becomes blocked, and our human body as a whole, it's a hologram. It's an entire holographic network, bioelectrical network, that when one part, it's just like you know what it's like? It's like a chain of Christmas lights, right? When one little light of that Christmas light goes out, you know, the entire section starts to you know, turn off. And maybe the rest of the light strand is working, but that one section is off because one of those little lights is off. So our physical body works exactly like that, essentially. Life force is moving through a certain aspect of your body, and the rest becomes blocked. So this also affects the longevity of our life. And in reality, humanity is said to have a much longer lifespan. If we, some of the ancient scriptures of the original beings on this planet have lived thousands of years, actually. And through the DNA mutation of history that has happened through Rh negative bloodlines and many other bloodlines through history, but this is kind of like a very silent eugenics program that has occurred since the beginning of the editing of DNA of humanity, of the human race. You know, a lot of programming in this construct has made it so that our DNA is just is kind of deteriorating in such a quick, short way that our lifespans are very short. And so in the future, our lifespan will be extended, but this is also in parallel to the current stage of evolution that we are at. It's parallel to the stage of frequency in which our universe is moving through right now. We are entering a higher octave vibrational frequency, and therefore all living organisms in this universe begin to move at a higher octave. And therefore the lifespan of the organisms in this dimension become longer. Okay, so that's us moving into a higher octave. So how does that look like genetically? Well, there's something called telomeres, and telomeres are at the very end point of the script of DNA. And those telomeres are very short, but they become shorter when we don't create something called telomerase. The telomerase is an enzyme that allows the human body to develop these longevity, long-standing, replicating DNA that allows the body to come into harmony, even more profound harmony. And I'm going to explain this a little deeper on Thursday, because I would really love to get deeper into that. I want to share with you some research papers that have been written on the growth of telomerase, the development and the growth of the enzyme itself in creating health and longevity in somebody's life. But what grows telomerase, that enzyme in the body, is high-level frequency emotions. And again, I'm going to go deeper into this on Thursday, but for the sake of time, we're going to kind of cut a little bit the depth of this topic. Feeling profound states of love, especially self-love. Self-love is actually the most healing vibrational frequency in the body, and it allows the development of this enzyme that allows the DNA to grow longer in a way that, I mean, it can grow and grow and grow and grow, the telomerase. And that means that it is growing in a way that it's self-regenerating and creating a complete system of communication in the physical body. So this bioelectrical system is something that when the body, and so we're going to talk about the bioelectrical part, when the human body begins to become less conductive in its bioelectricity, it blocks this flow of life force in the body, in the same way that DNA is affected in its growth, in its development of this enzyme. This enzyme is essentially what creates longevity for the human. The human can live up to, well, they say 120, but in reality, the human can live longer than that. And this goes a little deeper into the spiritual aspect of the soul and the soul contract in this dimension. We're not only living life in the waking state, we also live life in dream state. And so we are actually much living alternate lives that were thousands of years actually in other lifetimes. So when the human begins to wake up consciousness and they begin to remember those memories of themselves, they become lucid in their dream state. They can also pull that memory into the physical body, which also allows us. So there's two elements to growing this telomerase. One of them is a high level of coherent energy in the body. And we come into coherence with the expansion of the heart center. The heart center feels expansive states of love, of divine love. That's where the human body begins to expand its field in a way that is deeply, deeply healing for the physical body. Sorry. So the expansion of the heart center coming into coherence is specially designed. So the heart is the largest magnetic field in the physical body. The expansion of this heart center and the development of the heart center is the key to opening the pathway of your source energy all the way down into the grounding of this planet Earth. And we affect healing on the planet Earth as well as in our physical body. But we don't realize that, and so that's why alchemy is so important. Alchemy is based on pure love, divine love. We're not talking about relationship love. We're talking about pure, unconditional self-love. So the embodiment of pure, unconditional self-love is made up of a couple different parts. Number one, it's the practice of making your organs and your physical body smile. So raising the vibrational frequency, filling the physical body with pure joy is extremely healing. And I cannot tell you how many times I have been able to heal myself from colds, flus, even when I'm surrounded by people with flus and colds. Being able to alchemize whatever is the body starts to feel in low defense mode, either because traveling or not sleeping or not eating properly. You can enhance your immune system by simply embodying the feeling of profound love and acceptance in your physical body. This allows the sacred geometry of your body to come online in a way. Remember that the geometry of the body is basically just pathways of how light is being processed through your physical body. And when you fill the body with love, all of the organs in the body begin to feel love. The vortexes of all of the little cells of your body start to work in harmony. This is the incredible aspect of the healing power of love. And in order to feel love, because in my early journey, it depends on where you're at in your journey, the concept of feeling self-love was so extremely foreign to me that I couldn't even say those words. I mean, I honestly felt nauseous at the thought of telling myself that I loved myself. I would feel profound rejection to that idea. And I had to work through those emotions. I had to get to the root cause of them. And your muscle memory is so, this is how you discover how profound and intelligent your body is. But the muscle memory of the body is literally memorizing and storing the trauma, the pain, the rejection, the resistance to love that you are holding in your body. So to deprogram that, we need to first understand what is the emotion that you're holding. Okay, for you it might be different, but as you begin to identify the emotion and what part of the body you're storing it, you can begin to expand that contraction back into a balanced state. Now let's talk about what is the balanced state. The balanced state is to be able to be in the ebb and flow of life force through your body, through as in your body. Okay, because vortices require the polarity, right? Positive, negative energy to create that conducive charge that creates that bioelectrical system. That toroidal flow of energy through the organ is actually every single one of your organs is oscillating at different vibrational frequencies. It's not so much about the frequency of the organ rather than how you are allowing life force to move through those organs. So, and this is quite interesting in my classes when I teach connection to the physical body and the emotional body. When you connect to your stomach, for example, and we have been so taught to externalize our experience that it's so foreign for the most of us to connect to our stomach. We're thinking, what do I have to do with my stomach? It's doing its own thing and I'm doing mine. But in reality, to have a profound communion with each part of your physical body is part of the development of your intuition. And it's very important because it is through that practice that you develop unconditional self-love. Unconditional self-love is made up of emotional connection, emotional realizations, like what emotions are you feeling? It's made up of, you knowing your physical body so deeply. And during my early days of meditation, I used to take charts of the human body and study them because I would be in meditation and I would find inside of my organs certain colors of energy, and other areas maybe darker, more gray. I also noticed different patterns of temperature. So some areas of my body were hotter and other areas of the body were cooler. And usually the areas that were hotter were usually the areas that had lots of blocked energy that needed to be released. That's why in running energy, when I make you run energy from the center of the earth, connecting life force, infinite life force from the earth and source, your body heats up. You begin to get hot. And some of you fall asleep. You get very tired. Because you're finally moving energy through the poor body that has been in constant states of contraction, maybe all your life. So you're opening those pathways of blocked energy through the body. And you'll also notice that the contraction of your muscles are really participating in, survival patterns that you might be holding. So, for example, if you are in a household with a lot of trauma and stress, your muscles might be contracted all the time, but you don't even realize it's just become a norm to you. And so those patterns in the muscle memory are in the nervous system, as well as subconsciously. You have very contracted belief systems, very limiting belief systems about yourself, about others, and of course your vision becomes very myopic. Your intuition becomes blocked because the intuition of a person that is deeply in a state of trauma, we cannot access that information. You're just blocked away from it. Because you have a filter. Your filters are created by the master chakras of the body, which are essentially the, all the major 7 chakras in the body are connected to the organs and the endocrine system. So those are the ones responsible for processing the life force or blocking the life force in the body. And each one of those chakras are connected to little micro vortices within, every cell of the physical body. Okay. So this is where we start to have this kind of, difficulty moving life force to the body, and illness begins to take hold of the physical body in a way that we block these energy centers. Okay, so to alchemize that, the ebb and flow, which is what happens when we go into nature. Okay, when we ground, we're barefoot on the ground, we are balancing the positive and negative charges of the physical body. And so what that does is it helps people heal. In Japan, they have something called forest bathing. Ancient, cultures, indigenous cultures all around the world, from South America to Europe to Asia to the American Indians here, all talk about how when they connect to nature, they are able to heal their bodies. Why? Because nature is operating in a harmonious state. There's no imbalance in the way that energy is essentially moving in nature. So when we enter into a natural space like a forest or an ocean, wherever you are attracted to, the body begins to align with that powerful force movement of ebb and flow. And that is why the positive and negative charges balance in the body. When we are in front of technology all day, in front of our computers, when we are in our homes all day, we block off the natural flow of the toroidal field of your energetic body. So it's not good to be inside of a house all the time. And that goes into a whole other conversation, which I'm sure you guys have heard me before talk about, the architecture of a home participates a lot in the expansion of your field. But in the past, dome homes were very productive. You know, pyramidal model homes were very, very productive and conducive for the body. Square homes, not the best model. In other cultures, they have arches or they have curved corners in their homes. You know, they're actually curved. There's no actually rough corners. And all of that was geometrically designed in order to create a very highly conducive environment. Churches and temples are designed in that way. There's an entire science of the architecture of temples and churches where they have used sacred geometry, not only from the direction of the door of the temple, but within the actual arches of the temple are following these natural geometric enhancing geometric pathways of life force, which is why they feel like a sacred space. You begin to tap into that sacred energy, right? So it feels really pleasant, really peaceful, really harmonious. It's conducive of that emotion within your body. As you can see, if you go into a very, haunted house or a house where there's been a lot of death and chaos and anger and hate and, severe, social destruction, you can absolutely feel that. And your body can become ill in those spaces if you don't know how to hold your space. So the destruction of our field is affected by our environment when we are not owning our space. Okay, this is why I talk about GPAC, grounding, protecting, aligning, co-creating. Okay, so we're connecting to the earth. We connect fully to our physical body in the present moment, and we come into our higher self. We connect with our higher self in order to open the channel of source in through our physical body. And that's where we start to see changes in our health, in our manifestation, and everything. This is the key. So to continue the ebb and flow, those geometric shapes block the natural ebb and flow of body energy. Okay, ebb and flow means we are constantly receiving and releasing life force to the body. That's the proper way of existing. To be in a constant release and receive with the body, right? That creates this toroidal movement through the body. Release, we absorb, and we release. But most of us are either only absorbing, okay, so everything gets stuck in here, or some of us are only releasing, okay? So then we become depleting of our life force. Again, this is centripetal and centrifugal states of creation, okay? So if we are too much in this constant release of our energy, we become centrifugal. Everything is depleted from the body. The body has no way to regenerate and to restore the physical body. We get into the DNA next on Thursday, but essentially our physical body is completely not coming into its optimum system of self-regeneration, right? So to create love is releasing, absorbing, releasing. That is true psychologically in relationships, but it's especially true biologically in your physical body. Your physical body is essentially comes into a profound self-regenerating. And the kind of love that we're talking about is unconditional self-love, radical self-acceptance, unconditional self-love that begins to cultivate a very profound connection with yourself, a very pure, authentic connection with yourself. Your organs, how you're processing emotions through the body, so on and so forth. That is all part of this ebb and flow. So in today's meditation, that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to teach you how to tap in to the ebb and flow of self-regenerative systems of this infinite potential, because guess what? Your physical body, everything around you is healing. Everything is made of pure life force. The universe is full of this energy. And I've talked in my alchemy class about violet light and how violet spectrum of light is essentially in all, it's essentially the frequency in which we are able to become entangled with all living organic systems, organic systems in this universe. Organic, non-organic, the field of consciousness is one through this quantum field. And when you enter into high states of consciousness, you can begin to see that violet light. You also hear it. It has a certain vibrational frequency. It has a tone that the body begins to tune into. But most importantly, you develop really high-level intuition, you develop your higher faculties. That's essentially what we are ultimately doing. Because when you develop your higher faculties, you have a very deep connection intuitively to what your body needs in order to operate in its optimum state. Okay, so we'll stop right there. And let me just come into the chat. I just want to say hi to everyone. Hello, James. So wonderful to see you. Madame Stikunor. So great to see you. Sergey. Welcome. Elmore. Beautiful to see you. Jay Zen. How, Sergey, so great to see you. Pono, Karen, Nicholas. Oh, thank you so much for that super chat. You're amazing. Much love to you. Thank you. Tora Ferguson. Yeah, put your questions in capital letters, because sometimes then I have to read each one. It's so much easier, so I could just jump into your question. Jay Zen, great to see you. Monkeys, 4 monkeys, thank you. Precious Jewel, hello, so wonderful to see you. Galería Salvador, wonderful to see you. Gracias, querida Geraldine, por tu información, que es de increíble ayuda. Tu sabiduría es increíble. No hablo inglés y veo todo lo que hay en español. Agradecida, esperando no nos olvides. No. Estos videos también van a estar traducidos en español para ustedes. Así que discúlpenme, este mes es un poquito difícil porque es mi cumpleaños y también estoy en retiro usualmente este mes, así que cuando vuelva de mi retiro vamos a empezar el reto en español, okay? So, yeah, I'm just saying that, you know, this month is it's short because it is my birthday this month, and so I take retreat every year on my birthday, and yeah, so I tend to kind of disconnect. And I appreciate your patience. Aquamarine says, hi, Geraldine. I got the surgery and now I'm in my bed feeling dizzy but hungry. I'm 1 day post-op. Do you know of anything that could take away dizziness? Yeah, so just make sure that you're getting the proper nutrients in your physical body, proper vitamins. If you had, hopefully they put, what is it called? IV to help you replenish. I'm sure they did. But yeah, try to stay grounded as best as possible in that state. Also, how to deal with feeling faint when seeing blood. Like, why is that? How do I feel this? Yeah, so yeah, you know, there's actually a very primal aspect to that, and it really has to do with our relationship with the root chakra. We have to do some root chakra healing. So I highly suggest that work with your root chakra, work with any kind of traumas that we have around feeling safe and secure. This usually, the aversion to blood is actually an aversion to our own self. And it really means that we need to develop a profound sense of love, a deeper sense of love with yourself. So I highly suggest working on that. Shalanur Aldin, fear is an illusion. Yes. Pono, great to see you. Mark Sanchez, thank you so much for that super chat. Love you. Thank you. Inner Quality Productions, great to see you. Pono, Jason, just want to say hi to everyone. Precious Jewel, thank you so much. And thank you for that, Shahala. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's get into the meditation, shall we? Allow yourself to get very nice and comfortable. With every breath you take, as you let yourself come into a state of complete relaxation and calm, go ahead and ground yourself down to the center of the earth. Visualize the center core of the planet, and you're going to create a cord of connection to your body all the way down to the center core of the earth. Breathing deeply. With every breath you take, ground. Just drop into your body. Okay. So as you connect to the center of the earth, you're going to begin to create the field bubble around your body, made out of something completely impenetrable. Go ahead and take a look at that. Notice what that's made out of. Go ahead and look all around you to make sure that that bubble around you is completely intact, no openings. Okay. Go ahead and start with the root chakra at the base of the spine. You're going to shrink the root chakra down to the size of a dime. Sacral, solar, Go ahead and expand your heart. Expanding the center of coherence. Go ahead and expand your throat, opening the center of harmony, communication. Go ahead and expand your third eye, opening the center of intuition. You're going to bring from the center of the earth a powerful ray of green life force that comes rushing up into the body, creating a vortex of energy. From source, you're going to bring down a powerful ray of gold cosmic energy. Mixing it with the green energy at your center core. Go ahead and take 10% of that combination back down to the center of the earth. You're going to take 80% of that combination up towards source, coating the outside of your bubble, clearing the matrix. You're going to take that final 10% of green and gold energy and fill your physical body, every cell of your body. Send it to all parts of your body that require more love, more attention at this time. Legs, your organs, your feet. Okay. Very good. Let's begin going deeper. We're going to clear our energetic body. So every single one of these fields of your body, every chakra field of your body holds debris. So we're going to visualize that we're going to clear out any debris that's inside of these fields. Go ahead and notice where you're holding debris. It could be in the first layer, second layer, third layer of your body. Just go ahead and clean your entire field. Visualize the energy coming from the top of your field all the way down, cleaning out, and it can go down into the center of the earth, down your grounding cord, out of your body. As you clear out your field, you're going to feel much lighter. You're going to feel more grounded, easier to meditate. Okay, very good. So now that you cleared your space, you can work on receiving and releasing from your body. So I want you to breathe down to your base of your spine. And you're just going to visualize and breathe that you are absorbing from the blue sky. I want you to visualize the sky, the infinite blue sky, filled with life force. You're going to breathe into that, to the body. Allowing yourself to come into a state of complete healing. I want you to absorb love from the sky. Imagine that the sky, this infinite, vast blue sky is filled with love. You're going to absorb into your body love. Breathe into your body love. And release fear. Release hate. Breathe into your body love once again. And release fear out of your body. Any fear, any anxiety. Breathe into the body from the stars now. We're going to go expanding out into the stars, into the universe. Absorb from all the stars in the universe love. The stars love you. The stars love you. But then visualize from the earth, every single human on this planet loves you. Absorb deeply, breathe into your body, profound state of love into your body. Breathing deeply. Absorb into your body deep love. Release everything that hinders your ability to receive this love. It's all around you. You don't have to work for it. It's just there. All you're doing is tapping into it. From the planet Earth, from Mother Earth, from all the trees, from all the living organisms on this planet, they love you. Breathe deeply. Absorb that love that is abundantly available to you through the earth, through nature. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply into your body as you allow yourself to receive this infinite love from the universe. And release. We're going to go into the organs. I want you to fill your feet with love. Feel that love as if you are hugging somebody that you love so much. You're going to fill your body with that. And you're going to feel and direct it towards your feet, your shins, your calves, your knees. Fill it with love. And you're going to feel your body warming up. You're going to feel very warm. Go up into your thighs, filling your thighs with love. Go up into the pelvic bone, fill all the sexual organs with love. Sometimes strong emotions come up when you tune in to certain parts of the body that have not felt love in a long time. That's okay. Just allow whatever needs to come up, and continue to fill your body with that. Go up into your large intestine, small intestine. Filling it with love. Go up into the lower abdomen, into the spleen, pancreas, the kidneys, filling it with love. Go up into the stomach, filling it with love. Go up into the lungs, filling it with love. Go into the heart, filling it with love. The back of your body, fill it with love. The whole back. Go up into the throat. Go up into the neck, front and back. Down into the arms, hands. Go up into the head, into your brain, your face, cheeks, your eyes, your forehead, the crown of your head. So right now you're going to notice your body kind of has a certain glow to it. There's such a profound warmth in your body. This is extremely healing life force that you are tapping into right now. Go ahead and allow yourself to connect up to your crown and expand your crown chakra. Fill it in with your creative color. Align your higher self with abundance, your career, your family, your friends, your health, vitality, purpose. As you intentionally, consciously, in every present moment, align your higher self, integrate your higher self into the physical experience of all these aspects of everyday life. Allow yourself to see a room full of karmic contracts. You're going to shine your crown light on top of all those contracts and just dissolve them. Clear out that room, and you're going to fill that room with golden light, your creative color. Let's begin to focus on the root chakra at the base of the spine. Open the root chakra back into a balanced state. Your sacral, your solar, your heart, your throat, your third eye. Go ahead and visualize activating the 9th, the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13, 14, all the way to 24. And above you is a powerful white light source. Go ahead and bring that white source light down into your body. anchoring it into the center core of the earth. I want you to expand that pillar of white light all around your body. It's about 4 feet from the center of your body out. Very good. And allow yourself to gently bring yourself back into the room. And as you open your eyes, welcome back. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. It was such an honor to share this time with you. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. Let me see here in the Zoom. What time Thursday? It's going to be in the evening at some time, Nicholas, after 6 p.m. So definitely look out for that. Has our restream crashed? Oh my gosh, I think our restream crashed. Let's see. Let's see if we can come back online. Okay, I guess we are online. Yeah, technology's not been helping. Maria, so great to see you. I'm helping a friend lose weight. How can I stop sweet cravings? What is the relationship between overweight and emotions? Yeah, I've answered this question a couple times, but essentially, anytime that we crave sweetness, we're craving love. Essentially, we're craving ourselves, a deep connection to the self. In the same way that the human craves pleasure, either in the taste buds or, the orgasm, all of these are different levels of how we are basically yearning for that divine connection. And in the physical realm, it's expressed through material things or emotional things or foods, whatever it may be. So in this way, when we connect to source, we actually are able to have an infinite feeling of fulfillment. And when the human feels that fulfillment, they no longer crave a lot of things. In fact, I remember when I was meditating up to 9 hours a day, I never even ate. Maybe once a day, something small, but there was no hunger. There was no physical hunger. And I was at the healthiest I've ever been because I was being nourished by the source. Okay. Doesn't mean you're going to stop eating. Keep eating. Always eat. Nourish your body. Listen to your body first and foremost before anything else. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. Questions about what about not gaining weight? Yeah, so it really is the same thing. The more connected you are to what you need and you listen to your body, the more you have a kind of communion with what you're eating. I find that sometimes I have random cravings, like for example, for beets. And then I realized that's exactly what my body needed. All of a sudden I feel, better in some way, like something feels better or stronger or more balanced, more harmonious. Sometimes, so the body will talk to you. When you come in, when you constantly connect with the 0 point, you will be directed what your body needs, the minerals that you lack. You're going to crave the fruits, the vegetables that you need. So pay attention. Of course, go get your blood tests, go get your levels tested, because let me tell you, in this world, the more you are not practicing being in the present moment, the less you're intuitive about what your body needs connected to your body. And the foods that we're eating nowadays are highly, highly genetically modified in such a way where they don't have that fresh life force that the body needs to regenerate. And what's missing is the connection between mind, body, and what you're eating that actually heals us in a very deep way. So this is exactly what we are learning to do. And I fill my food with golden light. I fill it with love. And I always repeat to myself right before I eat anything, anywhere, even my own food that I cook at home, that this is my medicine, and that when I eat it, my body is becoming healed, more enhanced. I intentionally feel that, know that, put that in my food, and I eat that. So you can do the same thing when you're drinking water or juice or whatever it is. Remember that the water in all substances can be programmed. And so remember these tools, you know, we forget because we get so caught up in this external world, but you guys have 100% ability to master matter and to make it do what you need to do. So in this way, you can really do that. Okay. Shala Noor Aldeen, thank you so much for that super chat. Love you. She says, what does a peacock symbolize in spirituality? Recently, I've been seeing them everywhere. Thank you. Yeah, so peacocks are spiritually, are you guys seeing that distortion in my life? Peacocks spiritually, they create, they resemble the material world. They resemble luxury and vanity, and also the focus on beauty and on well, there's a lot of meanings actually behind it. But I would focus primarily on taking a look at how we relate to the concept of luxury or the material realm, and value and worth. Value and worth being fully on just your center light rather than any external projection or mask that we might be wearing or material. There's nothing in this world that can give you value. You pure on your own, raw, naked energy, you are purely extremely valuable. So that profound connection is what will help us. Okay. Yes, we are programmers. That's right. Shalardine, transformation. That's right. Transformation too. I dreamt that I was a wild boar last night. Wow, that's interesting. All right, my beautiful loves. I hope you have an incredible week and I will see you soon. All my love. See you on Thursday.